Hey, let's talk about the word balance because I think balance is a word that is often it gets criticized in Christian circles and definitely in American circles for sure. And I think that balance gets criticized for one of two reasons. One could be that we never actually get going. And so we call that balance, right? And it's just like a way to just take it easy constantly. Well, I'm balanced. Or we'll use a teeter-totter as an analogy and say, well, if a teeter-totter is perfectly balanced, it doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't go up, it doesn't go down. I think there's a better analogy. I think when it comes to balance, we could use the word stability. In fact, in 2 Peter 3:17, it says, "You therefore, beloved, knowing this beforehand, take care that you are not carried away with the error of lawless people and lose your own stability." So my daughter and I have recently taken up skateboarding. She's trying to skateboard. I want to do stuff with her, so I'm taking it up, and I've got this longboard. And I want to help myself by helping my stabilizer muscles. And I was told by a doctor that the more you learn balance, the better it is for your brain. And I've had some brain damage in my past. And so I'm trying to help my brain and help my stabilizing muscles as I get a little bit older. But I think equally important, I'm trying to have fun, in ways that my daughter wants to have fun. And my wife and I are very determined to live this way. If she likes the zoo, we want to go to the zoo. If she likes this theme park, we want to go to that theme park. We want fun to be with us and her together. And so I'm taking up skateboarding. And this, I think, analogy of stability and balance is probably a better use of the word. And you could take it to another level. You could say paddleboarding, right? You could talk about stability and paddleboarding. I love to paddleboard. I think it's super fun. I think you could take it another step up and say bike riding or rollerblading even. Got some great memories of my brother and I attempting to rollerblade and falling down a lot back in the day. Or you could even take it further and say surfing. Or, as I remember as a child, riding a bike, all those things require stability, which is balance. But the idea with all of those things that I just talked about is moving forward. What makes bike riding fun is moving forward. What makes surfing fun? Moving forward. What makes paddleboarding fun? Moving forward. What makes rollerblading fun? Falling down while moving forward. What makes skateboarding fun? Moving forward. And those things require stability in order to be able to do that. And stability is this idea of balance. The Bible talks a lot about balance. Ecclesiastes 3:1 says, "For everything there is a season and a time for every matter under the heaven." Proverbs 11 verse 1 says, "A false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but just weight is his delight." And Luke chapter 10 verse 40 tells this really interesting story about how Martha is not balanced. And so Jesus is sitting and Mary is sitting and learning and Martha's running around trying to make everything. She's just doing all this work and she's missing out on time with her Savior because she's out of balance. And she's frustrated. So she kind of lashes out and she yells at Jesus, telling him to yell at Mary. And Jesus is like, hold on. Mary understands what's important. She's got balance. She's got stability. See, balance helps you move forward. Again, if you're a skateboarder and you never go anywhere, then what's the point of balance? Balance is all about helping you be stable as you move forward through life. As you move forward into your job, as you move forward into your relationships, as you move forward into your church, as you move forward into your daily life, into your marriage, into raising your kids, as you move forward, you need balance and stability in order to be able to accomplish moving forward. Balance is about moving forward, and it's really about moving forward longer and with more consistency. See, a lot of us, we do kind of what I do, which is because I'm new to skateboarding and I don't quite have the balance. I move forward, I fall down. I move forward, I fall down. I move forward, I fall down, I get frustrated, I quit. But if I get my balance right, I can move forward for a long, long time and distance and space, and I can do so with more consistency because I've learned my balance. Stability and balance is so important. Another word that I think is important is the word season. We talked about this in Ecclesiastes 3:1. Isaiah 28:24 actually says something interesting. It says, when a farmer plows for planting, does he plow continually? Does he keep on breaking up and working the soil? I think the obvious answer is no. And I know it's hard for us to think of this in terms of agrarian culture for a lot of people. You know, we live in Westerville or we live in Ohio, we live in cities, and so we don't maybe understand seasons quite as much. We want an apple, we go to Kroger, and our choice is any of these or the organic ones. But imagine a farmer never actually harvesting the apples because every time a blossom appears on the tree, he just rips it off. Well, I harvested that, I harvested that, I harvested that. He doesn't understand seasons. See, we have seasons in the year. We have seasons of planting. We have seasons of growing. We have seasons of harvesting. We have seasons of dormancy. And I think seasons are a really important part of balance. There are seasons when you're grinding and you're working and you're moving. Easter just happened. We just had Easter services yesterday. It's a season of moving and working and inviting and praying and and studying and doing all these different things. And then there are seasons of rest. And there are seasons of growth. And there are seasons of harvesting. And I think understanding that balance is about seasons is important. So balance is about moving forward. Balance is about moving forward longer and more consistently. Balance is about seasons, and then balance is really all about who's moving you. And I think this is the important part about why we struggle to have balance. I think for a lot of us, we think we've got to move ourselves forward and balance ourselves at the same time. But when I was a kid, I would ride my bike. We had a dirt road. And my brother and I would play cops and robbers on the dirt road with my sisters. And my brother had a little siren on his bicycle, and he would hit that siren and chase us around. But before I got to that, I couldn't even ride a bike. So I had to learn to let my dad push me. And as my dad would push me and move me forward, my only job was to pedal and keep my balance. And that's it. And the longer my dad ran and pushed me, the more balance I had. And I would fall down and fall down and fall down. But one time, my dad got behind me and he started pushing me, and he kept pushing me and he kept pushing me and he kept pushing me. And all I had to worry about was just my balance and just keeping pedaling. And I was going and going, and it's so awesome and it felt so great. And then all of a sudden I kind of looked around and realized it wasn't pushing me any longer. I was balancing myself. Balance is about who is moving you. See, on a surfboard, the wave moves you forward and you just keep your balance. On a longboard, you get yourself going and then eventually those wheels move you forward and you just keep your balance. On a bicycle, on a paddleboard, on all of these things, it's about who is moving you. If you're trying to move yourself, you're going to have a hard time finding your balance. If you don't understand seasons, you're going to have a hard time finding your balance. And if you don't understand that it's about moving forward consistently and for longer, you're going to have a hard time finding your balance, because what you're going to do is you're going to put in a ton of effort moving yourself, balancing yourself, and you're going to get frustrated because someone else didn't. Someone else isn't doing it, and then you're going to quit. And then you're going to go way backwards. And then you're going to get motivated and you're going to move yourself forward only to be frustrated and quit and move yourself backwards. And it's a lot of times one step forward, two steps back, because we don't understand what balance is. It's stability. It's not about not moving. Balance is about moving forward longer and with more consistency. Always remember that you matter.